What's it like being the richest person on the planet? You may think it's a breeze. You may think it's super stressful, or a combination of the two. Either way, things certainly aren't dull. Which brings us to our next question. Could you live life as a famous billionaire? The best way to explore this is by looking at a day in the life of the world's richest individual, Elon Musk. In April 2022, Forbes announced that Musk had an incredible $219 billion under his belt. This means that he beat fellow billionaire Jeff Bezos to the punch by almost $50 billion. Bezos is well known through his Amazon empire and doing things like sending William Shatner himself into space. But Musk has his own space travel operation in SpaceX, and this time his financial rocket went higher than that of Mr. Bezos. Alongside SpaceX, Elon Musk is recognized for co-founding energy company and vehicle manufacturer Tesla. As well as soaring amongst the stars, he also has his feet, or rather his wheels, on the ground. How does Mr. Musk keep his show on the road each day? It's important to point out that, like all successful people, he manages his time very carefully. Plus, it's safe to say this man probably works a little longer than a so-called regular CEO. You're probably familiar with one of his most high-profile quotes, "Nobody ever changed the world on 40 hours a week." With various roles on his resume, including chief engineer at SpaceX, which is practically a full-time job in itself, he surely doesn't have enough hours in the day. There is no such thing as an average day for Musk. What there is, however, is routine. Now aged 50, he's had a lot of opportunities to streamline his work schedule for maximum efficiency. It arguably wasn't always that way though. Musk has spoken about nights when he'd sleep on the factory floor.
I don't have time to go home and shower and change, so I just sleep here. Last time I was here, I actually slept literally on the floor.
In driving himself to be the best, he inevitably missed out on both personal and family time. This is a crucial point to make about Elon Musk. He not only pushes his own limits, but he's come to understand when to push forward and when to throttle back. On today's evidence, he balances work and home life as healthily as possible. So what's it actually like being Elon Musk for a day? The answer is mind-blowing, and also surprisingly relatable at times. Let's say you're Elon Musk and you're waking up in the morning. You look over at the clock, where the alarm has interrupted your precious sleep. What time is it? 7 a.m. Musk's head reportedly hits the pillow around 1 a.m. He gets no less than 6 hours of sleep per night. Many of us have food on our minds first thing in the morning. Not Musk. He enjoys a cup of coffee like anyone. However, his key port of call is the shower. Not a bad move, but he's doing more than keeping clean.
Where do you come up with your best ideas?
This sounds really cliche, but like the shower is probably like, wake up and go to shower in the morning. You're kind of getting the results of last night's, computation, basically.
Right.
For this inspiring figure, there's no better place to think than being in the shower with the water running. Who knows what amazing ideas occur to him while showering? Sure, we've all had thoughts running through our minds in the shower, but it's a safe bet the majority aren't thinking about aerodynamic principles and such. After that, he's no doubt ready for a hearty breakfast. Actually, no, he isn't. Apparently, Elon Musk tends to skip the most important meal of the day. Sometimes he'll consume an omelette, though he's more likely to be consuming his daily emails. This is a constant factor in Musk's life, and he logs in almost as soon as he wakes up. Now is a good time to talk about how Musk communicates with his employees at SpaceX, Tesla, and his other companies, such as the Boring Company, who do infrastructure and tunnel construction. Boring, get it? Seems Mr. Musk enjoys a good play on words. Yet when it comes to workplace interactions, he has a long-established no-nonsense system. Musk is a great believer in email communication. Also, he has an intriguing approach to physical meetings, which we'll go into shortly. Before that, he needs to travel from home to work, which he does himself. No driver for this billionaire, it appears. Indeed, reports have stated that Musk lives in a SpaceX rental property worth a relatively meager $50,000. The rental isn't his only dwelling, of course. He and his family inhabit a range of luxury accommodation, as you might expect. On a side note, this is a far cry from when Musk was starting out. When he was in college, he apparently rented his home out as a party pad to raise rent money. On the way to work, Musk is carrying a precious cargo: his children. Yes, like any other father, Elon Musk does the school run. Not only that, but he's maintaining contact with the wider world via email. He apparently uses an obscure email address to minimize his message intake. But even so, talk about multitasking. With the kids dropped off safely, Musk heads swiftly to his next destination. Where will that be today? Well, if it's a Monday or Friday, then he's headed for SpaceX. Tuesday to Thursday, he's based at Tesla. With extra activities on Saturday, that adds up to a whole chunk of time. It's reported he spends as much as 100 hours per week doing his thing.
If other people are putting in 40-hour work weeks and you're putting in 100-hour work weeks, then even if you're doing the same thing, you will achieve in 4 months what it takes them a year to achieve.
Once at the office, he puts his designer hat on to think up the engineering ideas that form the bread and butter of his empire. 80% of his working life is devoted to brainstorming, developing, and refining these concepts. Earlier, we mentioned that Elon Musk has an intriguing approach to face-to-face meetings. What did we mean by that? Put simply, he prefers his meetings small and short, so he can get on with the business of making stuff happen.
And one thing we have at the companies is we try to minimize the size of meetings.
Such is his insistence on this, that workers can walk out of a gathering should they feel their time would be better spent elsewhere. Imagine if you did that with your boss. What do you think the reaction would be? While deeply involved in the day-to-day workings of his business, even down to walking the factory floor, Musk is also kind of hands-off. He reportedly doesn't micromanage and lets his staff get on with things. Speaking of which, you may have noticed that Musk has stopped working after 5 minutes. What? Does he need to go to the bathroom or something? Maybe, but this is actually a key part of his work strategy. Elon Musk applies himself in intensive 5-minute periods. Rather than burn through hours at a stretch, Musk takes bite-sized steps towards his goals. This includes grouping together tasks in a concentrated system he calls batching. Sounds surprising, but this approach does have its drawbacks. You know how sometimes you become so absorbed in a task that you forget to eat? Turns out, Elon Musk suffers from this kind of thing, just like anyone. The least disciplined part of his daily life could well be meal consumption. There's eating on the go, and then there's eating on the go Elon Musk style. He just likes to munch through a lunch as rapidly as possible. We're hoping he has some indigestion pills on standby there. What does he eat? Pizza has been mentioned. Musk also likes French food. Does he wolf down a baguette in the office? That would be interesting to watch. Following an afternoon of designing, meetings, and a mind-boggling variety of to-dos, it's finally time for Elon Musk to hit the road. What does Musk do when the pressure's off? Or rather, when the pressure has let up just slightly? Chances are he's attending a work dinner, though he knows how to blow off steam when he needs to. Musk feels the burn at the gym, though not as often as you might think. Some sources peg his workout schedule at a couple of times per week. He's far from a fitness freak, it seems, though he looks after himself. If he didn't, then he wouldn't be able to function at such a high level. The less health-conscious side of Musk's life involves drinking and partying. He famously played hide-and-go-seek at an English for his 30th birthday. That said, a more regular evening Musk involves getting stuck into a good book, like The Lord of the Rings, playing video games like him. Maybe Elon Musk retires to evidence and thinks about his legacy. No doubt, he will watch this video and being inspired by how a super successful person lived a life.
Em đến nhẹ nhàng như cách em đi qua cái khảng lãng mạn như thi ca, khiến anh chẳng nhớ được gì cả, chỉ chút vừa vã anh ghi và anh không biết được là đôi mình còn gần bên nhau bao lâu nữa. Nhiều lúc anh nghĩ hay thôi mình có lẽ là đừng yêu nhau nữa, vì cãi vã nhiều quá anh mệt lắm, chia tay nhiều quá anh mệt lắm, tất cả ở em đều mệt lắm. Nhưng rồi thời gian cũng hết năm, em thì vẫn ở đó, vẫn nắm chặt tay, vẫn kể môi sát môi. Anh thì vẫn như vậy, vẫn nghệ sĩ nghèo chỉ có lời hát thôi. Em à, người ta mất nhau trong 2 tuần và ta xa nhau cũng 2 lần. Anh không có phải thằng khờ, cũng biết trái tim đâu đó đã phai dần. Phải cần một sự liều lĩnh để thấy mình còn luyến thương nữa không. Mình sống với nhau như vợ chồng, nhưng tình thế này thì chưa giống. Bài nhạc anh viết vẫn chưa xong, liệu rằng ngày đó có buồn dẫu không cách nào mang nắng về đêm đông, cũng không hái được sao trên trời kia đem xuống. Nhưng sau này có thể đưa em giữ hộ tiền lương, sau này có thể làm việc nhà nếu em lười. Nhân gian thường nói không tồn tại thiên đường, chắc do họ chưa từng nhìn thấy lúc em cười. Ấm áp tỏa sáng tựa vầng thái dương, kéo anh chuyển động tinh tiến ở xung quanh. Hoài ngày hạnh phúc nhất mà anh âm thầm mãi ước, ngày ta đứng trước linh mục và cùng sánh vai lại. Thêm lần nữa tuyên bố nhé, em về khuyên bố mẹ kén rể đi anh đến tuyển ngay. Dù ít tin tưởng vào duyên số nhưng nếu em cho số đảm bảo mình nên duyên đấy. Từ khi gặp em Google hết tác dụng bởi em là tất cả những gì anh cần tìm, giống một kho báu để ngăn người khác đụng tới. Đối đầu thế giới anh cũng sẵn sàng cân tim, ghét phải lặng im có em như cô bạn. Nỗi nhớ đong đầy bao giờ mới khô cạn, khoảnh khắc bên nhau thời gian như ngừng trôi vì em sở hữu sự hấp dẫn vô hạn. Yêu đơn phương cảm giác khó đọc tên, mọi thứ mù mịt giống như đứng trước bão. Mãi hy vọng chờ đợi ngóng trông đến ngày nụ hôn đó sẽ một lần được trao. Hương thơm ngọt ngào vương trên mái tóc em, gây nghiện cực mạnh anh ngày đêm ước ao. Quỳnh là loài hoa đẹp nhất trong bóng đêm, cuộc đời này u tối đang cần em bước vào. Đưa cho anh cái bản đồ vì anh sắp lạc bên trong đôi mắt kia. Hãy đưa cho anh cuốn từ điển vì cảm xúc này anh không thể cắt nghĩa. Chuẩn bị đưa anh khi say anh thường hay nhắc về em, mong khỏa lấp những u tối. Khoảnh khắc về đêm nghe lại bài ca ngày xưa cũ, ta hát về nhau nhớ những giấc mơ ta từng ước. To tát về sau và đó là khi mà anh dần lụy là không làm chủ chính mình. Thấy không gian trở nên tồi tệ, mọi thứ bao phủ chính mình. Em đâu còn như điều anh mơ, anh cũng tự nhủ chính mình. Nhưng mà thôi em, nào ai giỏi mà đủ tính tình. Chẳng thể vươn tới được cảnh cao dù anh có nhã ý trèo. Trong cơn say mọi thứ cuồng quay anh trở thành gã chí phèo. Yêu chân thành là không thay lòng dù em có như thị nở. Ý anh là em như cô tấm, nhìn em như thị nở. Đêm vắng nàng ngón tay xám vàng vì đốt cả bao thuốc lá. Căn phòng chung khi xưa nồng ấm bây giờ sao buốt giá. Một thói xấu mà anh đã quen khi em không ở bên lâu. Anh thường ngồi trong một góc tối nhậu suốt cả đêm thâu. Em mang con tim anh đi đâu, khiến anh mù quáng vẫn cố sáng mỗi khi đau. Em mang con tim anh đi đâu, điều gì choáng váng để xứng đáng ướt mi nhau. Em mang con tim anh đi đâu, khiến anh mù